The generic queue is like the generic stack, but instead of a LIFO functionality, last in, first out, it has a FIFO functionality, first in, first out. In this lesson, I'll demonstrate using the generic queue in an example which processes orders. As the first orders come in, they are put into the collection, and they are the first ones to be removed when they're completed. So first, let's make a class called orders, public class, or order, to be more specific. And the properties of this are order number, and what else would we need? Like a title, which is string. And then we need a collection of orders. So, for instance, queue order, we'll call it orders equals new queue order. So now we have a collection. And now let's make some orders. So we have order equals new order. The order number, something like this. And the title is, let's say, their books, C# cookbook. So that's the first order. Let's add that order to the orders collection by doing orders. And it's not add, it's as in generic list. It's not push as in generic stack, but it's NQ to put into the queue. So there we have one order in the orders collection. Now let's make a number of other orders. And first I'm going to put this in local scope so we can use the same variable name. So 1, 2, 3, and let's say we have a vb.net cookbook, and we have a link cookbook. So those are the 3 books that we have, and they are now all in the queue. Now we can print the orders by saying your orders are, and for each order in orders, let's do it like this, order, and then show it, which is a method which will show the, let's move this down here like this. So yes, now we get this IntelliSense, and we can create the showIt method, or the stub for it, and then we can display it, or display the properties in some specific way here. For instance, like return string format, and then we'll print the order number here and the title here. This is the order number, and this is the title. So now we have a showIt method for the order. This is actually returning a string. There we go, that's okay. And order showIt, that's all right. So now we can see the orders. Let's look at them. Your orders are nothing. What's wrong? Let's look at this here. Okay, that explains why the stub was void instead of string, because I'm not printing anything here. So of course we need to do this and run it. And we have the 3 that we added. First one, second one, third one. Perfect. And now we want to process the first order that was put in, because first come, first served is the rule of the day here. So you can say order to process is orders, and then instead of NQ, DQ. So now we have it, and it is removed from the collection. And let's say now we actually process it. So order to process, and then process it. And this as well needs to be created, which it was, or the stub was. And we can, let's just say that it is being processed. So processed order, and in your application you would have some kind of processing code here, of course. But we'll just say that it was processed, and the number, the order number. And let's go ahead and look at how far we are here. So the orders came in, first number 1, then number 2, then number 3, and then it processed order number 1 because it was the first one in. What we want to do now is look at the orders again. I'm doing Control K, Control D to reformat this, and Control L to delete these lines here. And I'll just copy this down here like that. And we'll run it. And we'll see order number 1 was added, order number 2 was added, order number 3 was added. Then the first one, which was order number 1, was processed. And after it was processed, there are only 2 orders left. And that is an example of when you would use the generic queue. Choose this collection when you need to process collection items in a first in, first out fashion.